Hey guys, welcome to the video. In today's video, I'm going to show you 5 amazing habits that will help you to become a better artist. Let's get into it. So the 5th good habit that a lot of artists fail to think about is networking. So in any business, networking is super important. And when it comes to the art world, I would describe it as going to galleries, going to exhibitions, and talking to as many people as possible. If you go to an exhibition where there's 100 or 200 artists, and you go and talk to all the artists that do similar work to you, it will really help you to find out exactly how they find the best way to make a living is, what kind of shows work for them, what kind of advertising, and ask them questions. Most artists, as long as they're not busy with a client, they'll be willing to talk to you and give you as much advice as possible. Because the truth is, a lot of artists don't do this, so they find when another artist comes up to them and, asks them questions, they're happy to help because they really could have used that same help themselves. Networking can really help to open doors as well. An artist may have a gallery that's looking for someone that paints like you. Going to talk to gallery owners as well is super important. Becoming friends with them, getting to know them really well, it really helps to establish a relationship and a connection with a gallery, which can really help you in the future. Good habit number 4. So, if you're an artist that exhibits in galleries, a super important habit you need to develop is calling your galleries often and having good conversations with the gallery owners. The closer you are to what's going on in your galleries, the better you know exactly what to produce and exactly what clients are looking for. The happier your gallery will be and the more they'll sell. It's really super important. What I do personally is I call each one of my galleries at least once a month, more often once every 2 weeks or so, just to catch up, to find out what clients are looking for. Often they'll have a client come in that wants something more specific. They're looking for a certain size, and that way I can see what I have in the studio. And I may already have something that suits this client, but the gallery may not have thought of calling me just because, they didn't want to bother me. So reaching out to your galleries, staying in close contact with them is super important, and that's one of the most important habits you can develop. Good habit number 3, posting regularly on social media. So for me, Instagram is really important. I post about once every 2 or 3 days on Instagram. Specifically, Instagram Reels are really successful for me. It really helps to establish a good client base and helps your fans to really know where you're going to be and to follow along with new work you're producing. Making this into a habit is super important though, because the more regularly you post on social media, the better your response will be. Like I said, for me, I post in those regular intervals once every few days or so. And it's really helped me to develop a loyal following and really helped me to stay connected to my clientele. And in turn, it allows me to notify them when I'm going to be showing in their area, and it gets more people out to the exhibitions. So yeah, good habit number 3, posting on social media. One of the most important ones you can do for free advertising. So the second most important good habit that you should develop as an artist is a painting routine. So regardless of what you're doing for a creative endeavor, whether it's producing art, even writing, or creating music, I think the most important thing is to get yourself into a routine which makes sure that when you're in the studio, you are in the best state of mind to produce the best work imaginable. So for me, this routine involves me getting up and working out, doing some kind of physical activity to start my day, eating my breakfast, and getting right into the studio. That's the most important thing I do every day, is to go into the studio. Now the workout just helps to set me up in the right frame of mind, helps to clear out my mind and set me up to have a great day in the studio. Planning my day around going in the studio first really helps as well, because if I do something else that really takes me out of that creative mindset before getting into the studio, I don't have a good day in the studio, and it often just really interrupts my creative process. So I always plan deliveries, haircuts, literally anything you can imagine for after I'm in the studio. I have a mandatory 3 or 4 hours a day, which I paint, and then after that, I get all the other things done. They're not as important at the end of the day. So yeah, setting yourself up with a creative habit of having a specific routine that you go through is one of the most important things you can do as an artist, and it will really help to improve your work. So good habit number 1, the most important habit you should work on as an artist is staying inspired as much as possible. Don't push yourself in the studio. Don't make yourself paint if you really don't feel like it. All that will do is reinforce negative habits, and it'll really make you not be excited to be in that studio. If I ever wake up and I just don't feel like painting, I don't feel inspired, what I'll do is I'll go get inspired, I'll go camping, I'll go explore, I'll go hiking, I'll do anything but paint, because I want to make sure that the next time I return to the studio, I really truly want to be there. I always say it's more important to come to an exhibition with the best quality of work you can imagine doing than to come to that same exhibition with more work. A lot of artists get caught up in the number of paintings they're producing for a particular show rather than spending time worrying about the quality, and that is one of the most important things that you can worry about. Bringing poor quality work to an exhibition is the quickest way to ruin your career for good. And number 1 habit, get inspired and learn how to stay inspired. Well guys, I hope that helped. If you implement some of those habits into your daily painting ritual, it'll really help you to become a better artist. Thank you so much for joining me, and I'll see you in the next video.